I'm Sam. I am at GenCon and I'm gonna just keep walking and looking forward so it looks like I'm on my phone instead of being a weirdo who is vlogging or something in a con. I just finished doing something for a magic event called a Chaos Draft Grand Melee, which means you do a draft with 6 packs from all of time of Magic. You usually only do 3 when you do an event like this. And then everyone who drafted, which was 64 people, played one epic game together. Which means they made it so that you could only affect people next to you. You could only attack to the left. And when you kill someone, you just compress. And it took so long for me to die. I was playing that for, well, the draft and how much I was playing with that took around 3.5 or 4.5 hours. I'm not exactly sure. But it was a very, very, very long time. And I missed the event that was supposed to start at 7. It's currently 8:20. So I'm walking there now and recording this as I go. So that's Henry Diary of Had Little. I'm in Indianapolis for GenCon right now. Work has been fine. Been better than usual lately, which is good. Amanda's here too. So is Benji from camp, Benji's husband Phil, and one of our other friends. And we will be leaving tomorrow. I'm about to do this like some kind of epic big D&D thing, I think. If they even let me participate, I'll try. But as for my question to Sam, which, if I remember, he didn't really answer it exactly how I said. I was basically just like, what's a roundabout way you got into something? And he talked about the econ playing carry clipboard thing, which I guess was right, but not really what I had in mind. And man, I had an idea and I forgot it, so I'm gonna answer my question first. I'm breaking the rule, or his question first. So his question was about what is like the most recent adaptation of a thing that you love. That was, I'm going to say, he called it like inadequate or subpar. So specifically, like not horrible necessarily. Because normally for this, I think I would have just said the live action Death Note, but instead I'm going to say the live action Avatar. Definitely, that would be what I would consider subpar. Oh man, it's getting crowded. I need to stop. So the Avatar live action was very creative with how it compressed everything. Basically, except for the first 2 or 1 in the last episode or so, they would mix a bunch of different storylines together to make them all work together. So like they mixed Ba Sing Se and the hot air balloon episode and some other stuff, and like Booney, to make all like the political intrigue stuff kind of mixed together. And it honestly worked pretty well. The problem was focusing on story and getting so many points across at the same time, and the characters suffered a lot. The characters also suffered because the modern standards of what kind of humor is appropriate has changed, especially when you consider like sexism-based stuff and just what works in live action stuff. And it turns out that made Sokka shockingly much more compelling. They made a story a lot more about like him disappointing his father and stuff, and like his insecurities about that, and made him way more likable and redeemable than Sokka and Katara, who they basically cut all of her stories because they're all like filler, and so she sucked. They also kind of ruined Aang a bit. Like she didn't really get to be a hero very much. She effectively he never bent another element. I think he bent water for like 5 seconds. That's it. He was supposed to be learning waterbending the whole time. He never did. So that was pretty awful. So it was just disappointing because like there was a lot of like good ideas there that just were very poorly executed. And having come out right after the One Piece one, which was actually like pretty well done, which is not perfect. Any live action One Piece would be weird. But it was so lovingly done and so great. So it was sad that Avatar couldn't be like that. As for Sam's question, or my question to Sam, I had 2 questions, and one of them was about like what sometime you came so close to like success but failed, but it didn't really matter. I brought this up because I was trying to relate this to what happened at the tournament I did last year for GenCon for One Piece. And while this isn't exactly the correct answer, because it did matter, sort of, not like seriously, but I would have done a lot better in the tournament if this hadn't happened. But something similar happened, but it was my fault. Basically, I was playing the game, and I had a card that just says, like, you may destroy a thing and then gain a life. And I was having a very fun time with this guy that I was playing with, and we were chatting, and it was great. And like, while I was like randomly mulling on like what should I kill, I gained life, because obviously I'd gained the life after. But then, and I was already 2-0, I was on a hot streak, I was feeling really good. And he's like, yeah, you can't KO anything anymore, you gained a life. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Are you like seriously gonna... Oh, I cursed. Well, it's too late now. Are you actually calling me out on that? Like, dude, are you serious? And we even like called a judge over, and yeah, like, he was right, but it's such a nitpicky thing that it made me really sad, because like, I was doing fantastic, and I could have like actually like been in the top of this tournament if that didn't happen. So I lost that game. There's a really good chance I would have won, and that made me sad. And it's just a game, but it was a bummer, since it was like a big, like the second time me coming back after there was a mishap the first time, and I'm like, I'm gonna do great this time. I'm even trying to be a judge. Like, I'm so good at like the rules of this game, and I messed up because I was being casual, which is a bummer. I won't want to make the mistake again, but it's annoying. So, Sam, I answered the other question that I asked, since I gave you two. Hope you forgive me with that. I need more time to think about the first one, or the one that you answered. And now it's time for you to give me a question, and for me to give you a question. Sam, what type of tournament would you run if you could run a tournament for one of your hobbies? I look forward to hearing your answer soon. Bye!